So I can hear you saying, okay, we have seen all of the things that you show us, theory. I don't care, bro. I have a new pixel. I just want to start doing ads. I want to have results. Let me tell you my opinion. I do believe that you need to see the whole course first. I always believe that if you are able to see the whole picture, then you are able to go and you are able to achieve what you see in the picture. This is coming also from my personal experience with other freelancers, for example. Before they were making X amount of money, when they saw me how I talk, how I manage the clients, all of these things, they were able to make more money because they started thinking that this is not impossible, okay? Right now, having a new pixel with a new thing, you might have seen from others, but you haven't actually seen the whole picture in a course to know if it's possible or not. Yes, it's possible if your product is working, but there are some steps that you need to follow in order for you to make it in the most cost-efficient way. There are two ways that we are actually training the pixels. One way is going to be by having a lot of money. So you start immediately with broad targeting and you don't care about the results. You just do broad, and eventually it's going to work training your pixel. Or you're going to follow the process that I'm going to tell you. The most important thing in the whole thing is CPM. Okay, this is something that we're going to watch closely when we're doing that. When you start, you have to do an ASC campaign. It doesn't mean that it's going to work, and it doesn't mean that all the cases are the same. If we talk about United States, an ASC campaign means that you're targeting 250 million people. But if you are in Switzerland, okay, maybe with this one you're targeting 5 million people. I'm not sure, but let's say that it's 5. So this one, it's a very small interest. So sometimes in smaller countries, you can start immediately with an AC campaign and it's going to work well. Even if it's working well for you, because it's a new pixel, you have to expect from your new pixel to be unstable, to have some good days, then bad days. Then you relaunch the campaign, good days, bad days. We have explained why you have good results in the first 48 hours, because Meta is actually boosting you. So you have less chances. I have seen it once or twice in the United States, start immediately with ASC and working. The other thing that you need to see here is CPM. So I'm seeing my CPM that I'm getting either in broad or ASC when I'm starting, and I'm starting to comparing it with interests. It's the next step that you're going to take. You're going to start using, if you're in a smaller countries, broader interest. If you're in a bigger countries, you can do even smaller and broader. Be careful. Don't mix very big interests ad sets with very small interest ad sets, because the budget is going to go anyway to the bigger. If you want to use smaller interests, either cluster them together into using several smaller interests that will make a bigger one, or use a campaign with smaller interests. Remember that our goal is always this. The ultimate goal of each ad account is to go eventually to the broad. The problem is, how can I do this in the most cost-efficient way? Where is my CPM going to be lower? In new pixels, in new ad accounts, I have seen, I don't have any new ad account right now to prove it to you. I'm sure that I have videos on YouTube about it. And if I have anything new, I'm going to add it to the course as a case study of how it happened. Now, first step, broad. Is it working? Perfect. You continue like this. You do one test also into interests over here to see if it's going to work, and then you compare CPMs. If you get good results and good CPMs in one of the two, then you're using this one because it's the most cost efficient way. If you're getting better CPMs with broad but bad results, and you're getting sales with interest but worse CPMs, you're going with interests, because we care about the results right now, okay? But if you get both better CPM and results with one of these two, you're following this. Of course, everything depends to the country, okay? You're doing broader interests even on United States or smaller countries. On smaller countries, there is no point of using smaller interests because they're just very small. If broader interests are not working, you're going to go to smaller interests into the broad over here. Now, if any of these things is going to work and it's unstable and all of that, you're going to do relaunches all the time. Why? Because in the first 48 hours, we have the best results, okay? Because Meta is boosting us. They want to actually have good results in the first 24, 48 hours in order for the optimization to continue. So whatever you're going to have with a new pixel, you are always going to have Instability. When do we know if our pixel is trained? If we start seeing consistency on results. We start running a campaign and it can stay there for 1 month, and all of that. Of course, scaling is coming after we have a trained pixel and we see that we're having stability on the ad account and all the things that we're going to see on the whole chapter 4. Over here, another step that you might want to do is that when you see that you're having some good results with some interest, because first you're going to do CBO campaigns, okay, that are going to have ads at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all of these are going to have different interests, okay? If you see that number 3, for example, ad set is working very well, you can always move it to a crazy method, okay? You're going to see on the next chapter what is a crazy method and what is the hot pockets that the crazy method is utilizing. Then you're going to compare again the CPMs with the interest that you're getting when it's alone and when it's with crazy method. With crazy method, maybe you're going to just cheat some time and you're going to do it faster. And then when you start gathering some data, most of the times I'm starting lookalikes when I'm having my first 100 sales. It really depends on the different niches, okay? If there is a niche that it's really broad, like the traveling niche, it needs more events. If it's a niche which is like knitting, for example, okay? Let's say another very small niche, it's karakuri boxes, for example, that I like to collect, okay? It's a smaller audience from traveling, so you need less events. The first mark that I do is 100. I will test lookalikes. Again, I'm checking CPM with what? With my interests, with this, with my broad. Okay, if something is working, I'm trying to go to broader ones, going to lookalikes 10%. Sometimes I'm going immediately to 10% lookalikes if I'm seeing that I'm having good results, and if I'm seeing also that here my ad account likes broader audiences. It doesn't like smaller audiences. If it likes smaller audiences, I'm going to go to lookalikes 1%. Lookalikes 10% work now better because Facebook needs broader audiences. And then we're going to crazy method stack lookalikes, which is stacking 10% lookalikes in a crazy method campaign. But what is the goal over here? To have the best CPM, at any given time, training my pixel in the most cost-efficient way. Why? Because I want to go back to broad. That's my ultimate goal. Even if I'm here, I want to go here. Even if I'm here, I want to go here. Even if I'm here, I want to go here. Eventually, I want to do only broad campaigns into my ad account and them to work consistently. The ultimate goal of each ad account is to go to broad. All the trip that we're going to have, the different route that we're going to take is going to be through lookalikes. It's going to be through broader interest, through smaller interest, through lookalikes 10%, stack lookalikes, crazy method, it doesn't matter. I want to go there, okay? Eventually, I want to be back to broad targeting. Is it going to be ASC, or is it going to be CBO, crazy method broad with narrowing down to the demographics that are working for me, like for example only women or only men? Is it going to be different ages and all of that? I want to be there, okay, eventually. So it's CPM related, it's broad related. I'm doing all the other things that I'm being taught on the course, and this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go in the most cost efficient way up to the point that broad targeting is going to work. If it's going to work for you since day one, the broad targeting, there's no point of discussing anything. Well done, congratulations, you are very lucky, I'm very happy for you, but all of this is nonsense, okay? If it's working for you, don't do any of this, okay? Just follow the broad targeting, do your crazy methods, do your ASC, learn about optimization, and that's it.